South Mississippi man is among the 1,500 people that President Donald Trump has pardoned for their involvement in the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol. In October, a jury in Washington, D.C. convicted James Allen Knowles, the owner of Knowles Construction Incorporated in Saussure, of entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds. The jury found that Knowles entered the Capitol through the parliamentarian door after watching another rioter, quote, violently breach that door with a cane. Knowles had been set to be sentenced later this week in D.C. until he was pardoned. Knowles had been arrested by Mississippi authorities in August 2023 after authorities identified him in photos and videos on the Capitol grounds. When Knowles appeared in court immediately after his arrest in Mississippi, he told a judge, "It is what it is, it's all about the money." Knowles is not the only Mississippian to have benefited from Trump's pardon. Donald Walker of Kosciuszko had been indicted on a felony charge of obstruction of law enforcement during a civil disorder and multiple misdemeanor charges. Tony Sheldon Bray and his son Ethan Bray of Blue Springs were arrested on felony and misdemeanor charges. Tony Bray was arrested on an additional charge of theft of government property. The father and son climbed over the police barriers and were among the first to confront law enforcement. James McGrew of Biloxi is a former U.S. Marine who received a 78-month prison sentence for assaulting law enforcement officers during the Capitol breach. Authorities identified him by his stomach tattoo that read King James. Authorities said he used a wooden handrail with metal brackets as tall as he was to strike an officer. David Scott Stapp is a U.S. Air Force Reserve veteran who spent most of his military career stationed at Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi. He was identified as a member of the mob that stormed the Capitol. Stapp is among those who gave television interviews outside the Capitol before the riot and is later captured in pictures in there. Thomas Eugene Tatum of Greenville was arrested on felony and misdemeanor charges. According to authorities, he could be seen on video face-to-face with uniformed officers at various times and could be heard urging fellow rioters to take officers' helmets, weapons, and heads. He was also captured in the footage pointing a flagpole he was carrying at officers, ultimately contributing to the officers' retreat. Michael Leon Brock of Walls was arrested on federal charges of assaulting, restricting, and impeding officers and obstruction of law enforcement during civil disorder. Brock was seen on video charging at law enforcement officers while holding a 4-foot-long rod as officers attempted to control the crowd. In the footage, he is captured pushing and striking officers with the rod. Thomas Harlan Smith of Mathiston was convicted of federal felony and misdemeanor offenses. He and a cousin from Alabama climbed up a column near the African American History Museum holding the old Mississippi state flag, a release said. In the Capitol, Smith used a flagpole, quote, like a spear, to shatter glass before allegedly assaulting officers. To read more about this story, check out the article at our website, sunherald.com. I'm visual journalist Hannah Ruhoff, and this story was reported by Margaret Baker.